Welcome back, Blood, my #1 fan, Five Nights at Freddy's Queen.
Thank you for returning, Blonde Freak. I really appreciate you. I hope you're having a wonderful, spooky night. But that is right, guys. Tonight is gonna be the Redux. From the last time I tried streaming this game, unfortunately we lost the internet that time during a windstorm. So that was unfortunate. It was just getting good too. So I really appreciate it. I did leave the recording, okay, on all the channels for the good memory. So because it was extremely fun, even though it was only about an hour. So I did leave it around, all right, for you guys that are interested in seeing the recording, because we did a really good job, okay, regardless. So that is right. Today is going to be mostly talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, taking intermissions between whenever I get defeated, okay? We'll be talking about it. So on the last stream of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I was not able to get any screenshots at least of the movie so they can help me out, right, when I'm talking about them. Because I tend to forget things very quickly if they're short term, right? So I did manage to get some screenshots, okay, from the movie, parts and pieces, only the highlights. And I'll try to keep this one short too, because I do have to go to work at 9. So it's going to be a short one, unfortunately, but we'll make it a good one, okay? So that is right. We're almost to 500 subscribers, okay? We're almost there. So any follows would really be appreciated every time, okay? So Blunt Freak says that her first FNAF interview is out already on her channel. So that is awesome. So if anyone's interested in that, please feel free to check out her channel. All right, it should be on YouTube. So that being said, okay, it is gonna Redux. So if I say some things the same, okay, that's probably why. All right. So we're gonna start with night 5, and then I'm gonna, you know, try get some practice because it's been a long time. I was getting completely schooled on the last stream. So real quick, I'm gonna read the premise of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. All right. So 1 year after the supernatural nightmare of Freddy Fazbears Pizza, a shocking new chapter of terror begins when former security guard Mike's sister, Abby, sneaked out in search of her animatronic friends, Freddy, Bunny, Chica, and Foxy. As terrifying events begin to unfold, the dark secrets about the true origin of Freddy's are revealed, unleashing a long-forgotten horror hidden away for decades. So that is the premise of the story. Alright, there is going to be spoilers on this one. So I apologize if nobody likes spoilers, but I did put spoilers right here at the front screen, just in case, because I don't like spoilers either, right? Nobody really likes spoilers, especially for a good movie like this. So it is an excellent movie. I definitely recommend watching it, okay, and coming to your own conclusions when you watch it. I recommend not really following what the negative reviews say about this movie. I feel like you should watch it for yourself and judge for yourself, right? I think that's the best way to do it. And that's usually what I do. I stay away from the negative reviews and stuff. I really don't pay attention to things like that. And I just go in, you know, I just go in and judge for myself, enjoy it for what it is. Okay, it is based on the game. It's not supposed to be officially part of the game canon. So that's some interesting stuff right there. Let's go ahead and get started. I did bring in, as I mentioned before, the screenshots. So that is good. That should help me out a little bit. I do have the movie playing in front of me and mute. That way I can remember some things too, as I'm doing this stream. So luckily I can pause it and stuff. So I did buy the movie. Okay, it is mine on YouTube. So right before I begin, so every single one of the screenshots belongs to Scott, and everything that is part of the movie, right, it belongs to Blumhouse. Okay, so it all belongs to their respective owners. I do not own any of the screenshots. Let's go ahead and get started.
Let's return to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay, fingers crossed that we do not lose the internet again, like last time. There is a bit of a blizzard going on. It's been going on for at least 3 days. So it's been pretty bad, and it has been very cold, Blunt Freak, so I hope you're staying warm. Just checking on some things real quick. So shout out to Angel. Okay, because she was here first too on Facebook, so that was pretty great. I'm gonna leave her a comment on Facebook. So hopefully if you're seeing this, Angel, all right, I hope you're having a wonderful night. That is right. Blunt Freak showed me a message where she was interviewing the guy that plays with her bunny in Spanish. It was pretty interesting. He's also really good at speaking English, so I was extremely impressed. And it was a joy to see, right? And when I heard him, I knew it was Bunny. So that was pretty cool. So real quick, let's bring our guys from Rumble. I should have been, I tried fixing it from the last stream, right, during this whole week. So let's see if it works this time. Because the only way it shows up and I can fix it if we're live. That's the biggest problem. So let's go ahead and try it. Hopefully it works this time. Come on. Okay, that was a bummer. That is exactly what I was talking about. Just a second, guys. It won't take me that long. So we're gonna have to transform it. Because the thing is, see, there it is. There it is, there it is. Just gotta cut it a little bit and it should be fine. It went on for a little too long. And there it goes. Okay. Luckily, I found it a little bit. But there's our guys, the views, at least. I just gotta crop it a little bit, Blunt Freak. So yeah, I do apologize for the last time. It was because we lost internet. Unfortunately, there was no warning, no anything. So that was pretty wonderful. And we were doing really good too. Oh boy. I don't know why I did that. But sure, we're gonna leave it at that. But it was going a little loco for a little minute. Blunt Freak is going a little loco. But let's go ahead and get started with some gameplay, and then we'll go from back and forth. Okay, there is spoilers again, because I will be talking about. I'm gonna be talking about probably right before the half of the movie. Okay, for the most part, and then we'll leave the other parts of the movie for some other day. Okay, whenever we stream this game again, we'll talk about the rest. Ah, that's right. You're at work right now. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you, Blunt Freak. I really appreciate your help. Good luck at work. So we're gonna go with night 5. So we do have at least till 8:20ish. Then Riser's gotta go. But we will do this again. If not next week, the following week after that. Oh, okay, sounds good. Okay, good luck. Good luck. That's good, because it's really cold outside. I don't want to be outside right now.
Oh, hey, good job, night 5.
Already, huh?
Hey, keep a close eye on things tonight, okay? From what I understand, the building is on lockdown.
I thought I heard Balloon Boy already. That's crazy.
House, you know, especially concerning any previous employees. When we get it all sorted out, we may move you to the day shift. The position just became available.
So it is night 5. It's been a long time. I did beat night 5. The one that I can't beat, night 6. It's impossible.
Restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fazbears Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down. So just get through one more night. Hang in there. Good night.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really like the location of the second game. I think it's really interesting, even though we don't have a door, which makes it more scarier. So I'll be talking in order, okay, from the beginning of the movie, like on the last stream. Just trying to get a hang of this. But there's Mango already at the price corner. Whoa! Watch out! So, yeah. We need to put the mask on whenever Balloon Boy is on the grate until he goes away. Because if you don't and you pull down the camera, he'll come into the office and he'll negate everything. So you will be vulnerable to Foxy. Because Foxy is unnegatable with the mask. You gotta get him with the light. You gotta flash him a few times until he goes away. So I'm starting to remember what the sequence is, but it's been a while. So while I'm here, okay, usually when you see him right there, you gotta put the mask on. He's a little too close. That's the Wither version one. That's the scariest one. The mask, I knew it. But as soon as you pull down that camera, you gotta put the mask on. And there's a chance they can still get you. But wind up the music box, but Balloon Boy's having too much fun. Where's the original Balloon Boy? Dark Games and Comics. He likes Five Nights at Freddy's a lot, so. Flash him, flash him. It's 2 a.m. Oh boy, 2 a.m. Proceeds to eat Krabby Patty. So I wanted to talk about the intro of the movie. Okay, it's pretty short. The first intro, because it has multiple intros. So at the beginning of the movie, okay, we got an unknown figure. It looks like a type of basement, like a utility basement with a lot of hooks and stuff. I don't remember what to do about Mango, but I think you gotta put the mask on until he goes away. So I didn't know who that individual was at first, but I took a closer look and it was obviously Matthew Lillard, right? Because we all know him from when he was Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo, in the original Scooby-Doo movies. And then he was one of the original Screams as well. For the first movie, he was the second official Scream, or Scream face. Yep, that's who it was. So let's talk about the movie real quick. So like I said, I did have the pictures. So it's pretty useful. So that is the beginning of the movie. Riser managed to get some good screenshots out of him. We will be talking about probably less than half of the movie tonight. And then we'll talk about the rest of the movie in some other stream. Because the way the movie is like, there's the way the movie is situated and structured is that there's so many secrets in this movie that I could probably make 4 more streams about the movie. I recommend watching it multiple times, because the first time you won't catch anything, but if you keep watching again and again, you'll keep catching new things every single time. It's just like Silent Hill, as a matter of fact. So that's probably the funnest part about this movie in particular. But I'll be honest, I think I really liked the first movie the best. I think that one was better. I'll be honest with you. This one's fantastic. I highly recommend watching it with your family. I recommend watching it from YouTube, streaming it to yourself. All right. Instead of going to the theaters. But if you have a big group, I think going to the theater should be fine, I think. All I did was get some popcorn, some nachos, and a soda, and I just sat down and watched it. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun watching it on the phone too. But yeah, as I was mentioning before, I did like the first movie the most, but this one's pretty good, okay? It's got a lot of secrets. It's got more secrets in it than anything else. So I was talking about this intro sequence, right? So that tells me, okay, that this is actually in the past. This is just a flashback. And, you know, William Afton is about to introduce everyone back to Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, that's what's going on in this scene. This really grimy, looks like a dungeon looking. I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of dungeon, because we all know how he is. So that's something else, right? But what he does is he just welcomes everyone to Freddy's. Okay, everyone's pretty excited. All the kids are there, ready to go. It's like a showmaster getting ready for a stage, right? Getting to begin his play. So let's keep it going. Every time I get defeated or I win, we'll come back and talk some more about the movie with the cutscenes. But night 5 is next to impossible. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to pull it off. It's been a long time, as a matter of fact. Usually they don't start attacking until like 1, 2 a.m. That's usually when they start attacking. Oh, also a little quick reminder, please don't spam the caps, because then Streamlabs gets mad and they'll time you out. It'll time you out for like a couple minutes, seconds, even less than that. So don't fret about it. If you get timed out, you'll be able to come back quickly enough. We'll be checking on Rumble periodically, once in a while, because I only got one phone for that right now. I do have the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I'm watching it right now, starting from the beginning. That way I don't lose track. Uh-oh. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was an endoskeleton flashing right before I let go of the camera. I've never seen that before, so that was pretty cool. So you gotta wait for him to go away. Bye. Hi. Well, there's the problem, okay? The toy Freddy is freaky too. As a matter of fact, I really liked his voice in the movie. I don't know who the voice actor is. He must be famous, because everyone was pretty famous for the toy versions on this movie. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, Matthew Lillard did Shaggy, okay, a long time ago. He also was one of the original Screams, and then I believe he was also in 13 Ghosts. So that makes perfect sense. Whoa! Things are getting pretty nutty around here. Yep, everyone's attacking at this point. You'll be getting attacked left and right. Gotta flash him, otherwise we're dead, because he doesn't get negated by the camera. I heard Mangle. Wind up all the way. Mask. Wind up. Mask. Okay, I'm starting to get it again. It's over. I hesitated. I'm dead. Yeah. I hesitated for 1 second and it was game over. Wonderful. We got stuffed into the Freddy suit, unfortunately. But that is right, guys. Please like, share, and comment. Okay? I really would appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. It keeps us going. Thank you very much regardless. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. But that was wonderful. I just got destroyed by Chica, by Withered Chica, which I think she's probably the creepiest next to Withered Bunny. They're the freakiest. I don't think I ever want to see that at night. So something really interesting. So after the cutscene with Matthew Lillard at the beginning, who I'm going to refer to as William Afton from now on for the time being, right? We get a very interesting scene where we get to cut to a very nice looking Freddy Fazbears Pizzeria, all right, back in the past. That is actually a flashback, which perfectly ties with the way that this game was structured, right? It was supposed to be a pre-sequel of Five Nights at Freddy's, and at the time I had everyone completely confused. But luckily, Mr. MatPat from Game Theory had that covered, okay? If you guys would like to see some of his theories, I did leave the link to some of his videos on the description, all right? For those of you interested, because they were my favorites. That's what got me into Five Nights at Freddy's in the first place. So that is the biggest reason why he got so famous. It was because of Five Nights at Freddy's. So go ahead and turn on the 1982 image. So we get clear confirmation that this pizzeria takes place in 1982. All right, I really love the way that the Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria in this movie looks. With the checkered boards and stuff, it reminds me a lot of the mansion from Resident Evil. Not gonna lie, but it looks really nice. This location was one of its kind, as a matter of fact. It even had a little river where the kids could ride on a boat. It was extremely unique. It was extremely cutting-edge technology for 1982, so, you know, that's pretty impressive for its time. But more on that later. So during this scene, okay, we get a cutscene with a little girl with black hair and pigtails sitting by herself. Okay. She's got a particular interesting detail on her sleeves, and they're completely like striped black lines with white on her sleeve. So I immediately knew that was got something to do with the puppet, right? So she's just sitting there waiting for the puppet because apparently that's her favorite animatronic. Then those employees come in and start to question her why is she there the whole time, waiting the whole time, right? And apparently she does this all the time, according to the employees. So something interesting to note on the last stream that I was talking with Blonde Freak before I got negated by the wind, right? By the windstorm, is that one of the employees has bushy hair. You can see him right there. You can see her right there, as a matter of fact. And I think she might be the one that appeared during the Five Nights at Freddy's commercial for the first movie. However, I think she's played by a different, more younger actress on this one. So I think that's the same girl that appeared in it was a commercial for Five Nights at Freddy's for the first location. The location from the first game, right? The one from the first movie. So I think that trailer was actually this place. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I will be talking about my own theories and what I think, right? Everyone could have a different opinion and different theories, and that's perfectly fine. Okay? So feel free to share them. Okay, what do you guys think on the chat? Okay, if it's a recording, if you guys are watching from the recording, leave me comments about it. Okay, leave me your own theories. All right. So I theorize that that's the same girl from the commercial. So we got an origin. You know, we got an explanation for that, right? So the employees leave, right? And then Charlotte, that's her name, she ends up getting joined by one of her friends, a little blonde girl, okay? And which, in fact, I actually got confused because there's actually two blondies in this movie. So they did a really good job trying to hide who it was. But it was pretty obvious we all know who it was. So it turns out it's Vanessa, okay, as a little girl. So she was apparently best friends with Charlotte at some point in 1982. But moving on to the next screenshot before I forget what's going on. But then Vanessa invites Charlotte, okay, to some pizza. So that's where this movie takes place. This little screenshot afterwards. Oh yeah, and there's also arcades in this location too, which I found pretty fascinating, especially for that time. But I gotta say, I think this has gotta be my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria so far, even though I really like the first location. But let's keep moving. That was the beginning. That was the second intro of the movie. So let's try again. I say around 7, we try night 6 for the rest of the night. Just gotta keep winding that up. But around 1:30-ish, that's when they get really bad. They start attacking from everywhere. So yeah, apparently the puppet comes from that little twirly circle of black and white that is in the middle of the scene whenever she's ready to go on stage, right? And apparently she guides the rest of the animatronics like puppet. It's pretty interesting. And it turns out that it is actually a robot, just like the animatronics, which we never knew up until this point. We just kind of speculated, right? But this movie gives us confirmation of that it's actually another endoskeleton, another animatronic. It doesn't look like it because it's pretty flimsy looking. But it is. Mask. So yeah, 1 a.m. somebody starts attacking me like Toy Freddy right here. Mask. Uh-oh. Is someone hungry? Sure does look like it. I think Chica's hungry. But yeah, we shouldn't have any more internet problems. At least not for this stream anyways. I did pay the bill, so I made sure I paid it. Whoa! Watch out with Balloon Boy, my nemesis. Matter of fact, Balloon Boy, I might just put you on the title on the next stream. Because you are my nemesis. He's the reason I lose for the most part, and you're gonna lose. That's why the fans hate him so much. Which is perfectly understandable. Oh man, that was a close one. I heard Mango too. Somewhere. As soon as we let go, Mask. Go away. So the only way they'll leave the vent is if you have the mask on. You'll hear him. Whoa! I think I'm dead, because if you hesitate with Chica with 1 second, it's over. Okay, we're good. Somehow I saved myself. Yeah, we're losing too much flashlight. That's the problem. It's pretty scary when they're up in front of you. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Wind up, wind up, wind up before Balloon Boy comes. So it was supposed to be Resident Evil Remake tonight, but unfortunately it was delayed by Amazon. So I had to go with Five Nights at Freddy's 2 because I owed everyone that one, right? The last stream. I had to redux it again because we lost it. Uh-oh. This is not good. I'm getting completely cornered. Go away, Mangle. And it's still there. So we can't lift up the camera unless I take care of him first. Go, 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 go. Otherwise we're dead. Otherwise the puppet's gonna get us. So in the movie, okay, this location, it turns out that this was the original Five Nights at Freddy's location, which I found pretty interesting because in the game storyline, it was Fazbears Family Diner, but I got destroyed by a withered bunny, the other scariest animatronic so far. So that's wonderful, right? So yeah, it turns out that on the games, it was Fazbears Family Diner that started everything. But in the movie, it's this location that was the original location. Well, let's keep talking about the scenes, because we got 40 scenes to talk about. So, when Charlotte and Vanessa were just having fun on the side, right? They were joining the table with the rest of the kids. Charlotte happened to see a strange interaction from far away, and she happened to see that there was a golden bunny luring a small child into the back of the pizzeria. Okay, which is a reference to the original story from the first game that supposedly happened, right, when the children started to disappear and were stuffed into the suits. So I think this might be a reference to a different Five Nights at Freddy's game. It might be to the 4th game, but I don't want to dwell on that right now because that's getting out of hand, right? That's all to the 4th game, which I have never played. I've only played the 3rd game and that was it. So that's gonna be interesting. So it looks pretty creepy, right? You know, what would you do as a child? What can you do, right? When you see something like this, you don't think, when it happens, you don't think it's actually happening. So Charlotte did try to warn the rest of the adults, but they wouldn't listen. They were all just being jerks. So I don't know what was up with people during that scene, but they were definitely being jerks. So Charlotte decided to investigate, but she got stopped by Vanessa because, you know, as we all know from the first movie, Vanessa is the daughter of William Afton, the Springtrap or Golden Bunny, whichever you guys like. He goes by many different names, the purple guy, stuff like that. So she went to investigate, and like she basically powered through, right? She didn't listen to Vanessa. So Charlotte went into the kitchen, and it was probably one of the creepiest scenes ever too. It was perfectly done. Not gonna lie, I really did enjoy that intro scene. It was a perfect idea to catch the audience, right? To keep you entertained. So she then came across a couple of child legs on the ground, so that was pretty gruesome. I was surprised that they allowed to film a scene like this in theaters. So I was completely shocked. It was pretty shocking. But as gruesome as it looks, the child is actually still alive. Okay, I think what happened was Golden or Springtrap ended up knocking the child out and getting ready for its gruesome deed, right? Because he was washing utensils, I think, and whistling, right, as it was like another Tuesday. So that was pretty weird. So the little girl, Charlotte, ended up managing to sneak past them, and she managed to grab the kid, and she made a run for it. So, which was impressive. So scene 6. Unfortunately, she got hurt by Springtrap, and she was being chased down the hall by him. And I thought that was super freaky, not gonna lie. I really did like the scene. It was creepy, definitely. I actually thought she was gonna get away for a minute. It almost seemed like she was. But unfortunately, she didn't, not quite. She managed to get outside to the stage in front of everyone, and that's when the child woke up, so he was still alive. The child went back to his parents, and it turns out that Charlotte was stabbed 3 times in the back, somehow. So that was out of this world, right? But let's keep it going again with night 5. Cesar es un sal, Miggy! Welcome, Miggy! How many times do I have to teach you, old man? Miggy! When they beat up that old man? I like young people. We're talking about SpongeBob. There was a scene where the fish were misunderstanding SpongeBob running away from a bully. And they kept attacking this old man because of it. How many times do we have to teach you, old man? That's pretty sad. I wonder whatever happened to him. We never got to know. All we know is that he was getting surrounded. He was an old fish. What do you think, maybe? What do you think happened to him? You think he did get beaten up? I can't believe they would do something like that. Those fish are evil. I'll have to make a theory video out of them. Whoa! Hay que darle esas. What you doing, Miggy? Uh-oh, bye. Good night. Freaking balloon kid. He'll be the doom of us all. Ah, rayos. We're about to get turned into KFC. Yep. KFC it is. Yes, extra. Well done, Miggy. But I got completely decimated. Wonderful. Go ahead and try again. Gonna be a short one, Miggy. I'll probably leave around 8-ish, 8:15-ish, I say. We do have 40 scenes to get through, so we better make it count. So as I mentioned before, Miggy, I will talk about the rest of the movie in another stream, because it's way too long. Even though the movie's only an hour and 15 minutes, 2 hours if you count the commercials and stuff. You know, you guys know how theaters are. Sometimes there'll be commercials there, just getting in the way. Or you'll see the extra scene at the end, right? That adds like a couple, like 3 minutes, which I do want to talk about. It's really interesting on the next stream. Hi, bye. Were you able to put a sauce finally, Miggy? Without the stream crashing? Mask? Flash him. You just gotta flash him a few times, once in a while. But seriously, what was up with the adults in that scene? They were all being jerks. They wouldn't even listen. If they wouldn't listen, that wouldn't have happened. Ah, gordito de puro dame. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Have you seen the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, Miggy? Let me know, guys. Let me know if you guys have seen the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. What you guys think? What were your thoughts? Mask. Creepy Silent Hill music. It's barely 1 a.m. and they've been attacking like crazy. Uh-oh, not good, guys. Mango's right here. And so is Balloon Boy attacking at the same time. Uh-oh. Go away. Go, 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 go. Down. But yeah, I'm impressed she managed to get away that far. I honestly thought he was gonna grab the back of her shirt and drag her in, and then I was gonna cut the scene, right? But she actually managed to make it to where the adults were when she got stabbed in the back 3 times. Ooh! He's the one that keeps getting me. Gosh darn it. Oh, enjoy, guys. Random opportunity. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the Give Life, Give Gifts minigame, okay? Where you control the puppet, and there's corpses of kids in this room. All you gotta do is give them gifts, which basically means the puppet is giving them life. That's what it's telling you. However, now you gotta give life, right? It's pretty interesting. So I'm assuming that the puppet stuffed the souls of the kids into each of the respective characters, right? However, I do notice that the puppet gets slower on this one. So that's strange. So anyway, speaking of the puppet, at the beginning scene when Springtrap attacked Charlotte, okay, she actually fell on that little stage thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like, it's where the puppet comes from. Well, she actually dropped from there. Okay, which I'm pretty sure was symbolic. It wasn't actually happening. So most of the scenes are pretty well done, so that in a way, so that you can't tell if it's real or if it's just in their heads, right? For example, that scene at the beginning with Charlotte falling down into that little chasm. Okay, and from that little chasm, the puppet comes out when she's ready to perform. Okay, so I'm guessing that it wasn't really literal. It was actually symbolic when Charlotte fell into the chasm, and then the puppet rose up from the stage and it had her in its hands, right? So I think that was actually all symbolic. It wasn't actually happening, but they do a really good job of hiding it that it's hard to tell. So when the puppet comes out with the corpse of Charlotte, that's all just symbolic that she became the puppet, right? Her soul possessed the puppet completely. So for those of you who don't know, in this movie, the puppet is an animatronic, and it does control the rest of the toy versions, right? It brings them out to perform. That's usually its main function. It's basically the puppet master. That's why they call it the puppet. So yeah, so there's some interesting things. I'm looking at the movie right now to see if I missed anything, but it is controlled by a pulley of gears, so that's really interesting. It's really old school too. It's like an ancient gear thing, but this scene was perfectly executed. Okay, the way the puppet came out like that, grabbing the dead child, it's all perfectly symbolic of soul possession. It's pretty unique. Never seen anything like it. It's like it's ready to perform regardless of the afterlife, right? So the scene cuts away, and then we get this awesome little intro, okay, which I really did love. All right, the way that it was created, the way that it was designed, it was very similar to the video games that are on the arcades, right? So I did bring in the scene in. So intro sequence 1. Okay, so it looks just like that. So again, all these screenshots on all Five Nights at Freddy's related media, like the movie, they're all owned by their respective owners, right? Like Universe Pictures and Blumhouse Productions and Scott Cotton, right? So I really liked this design. I thought it was really well done, especially because, you know, Mango, we've never really seen him completely normal, because we've known him as Mangled, right, for a reason. The kids took him apart and stuff, which the movie actually explains at some point, but more of that later. So I thought that was really cool. I like the design of it. I wish we could have had a survival horror game just like that with pixel art, right? Because I think it is pixel art. So the second sequence. So as you guys can see, the puppet is here, and that's exactly what it does. Okay. It controls them apparently wirelessly, which was unheard of for 1982. There was no such thing. It was all like big supercomputers that you couldn't even move, right? The computers were huge back in the day. We barely even had phones. So I really like how the puppet came out. All right, ready to go at the end. So scene 10. So real quick here, okay? So there was some snippets of newspapers with really interesting stuff on them. I'm gonna go ahead and enlarge that. Enhance again. What is this? CSI criminal database? Maybe. There's actually more of them, but unfortunately I ran out of time to bring all of them in. But I brought in the highlights of it. So it says here, pizzeria under investigation. Local PD sets up task force. Questions mount to what happened at Freddy's. So yeah, there is McKenna Grace's name in there. She's the actress that portrayed one of the actors in this movie. So she did a wonderful job. So shout out to McKenna Grace. I'm enlarging it because it's kind of hard to see a little bit. So you can see that there's pictures of the Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria and the one from this movie, right? So there's a lot more stuff going on in that newspaper, but it's all completely blurred. But I bet you with some tools you can probably unblur it if you really worked on it and see what it says. It's probably just a bunch of gobbledygook, but you never know, especially with Five Nights at Freddy's. So let's go back again. I'm gonna go check on Rumble real quick, guys. It's been a little bit. I gotta keep checking once in a while. Thank you guys on Rumble. You guys are hi, Dark Games and Comics. Bye, Dark Games and Comics. Hey, he's here, the original Balloon Boy. Welcome. Whenever you appear, the stream crashes, Dark. What's going on? Did you drink too much water? How long were you in the desert?
Bye, Dark Games and Comics. Bye, Dark Games and Comics.
Welcome back to 5 Minutes at Freddy's Dark Games and Comics. I'm gonna take your soul, Joel.
Me? I'm gonna take souls, Joe.
How's it going, Dark Games and Comics? This one's called The Barbarian.
This one's called The Cathedral. I'm gonna take your soul, Joe.
I know he watches the recording, so... Especially with Five Nights at Freddy's.
That one's actually called Poison. They couldn't call it Venom because it's from Spider-Man. It's pretty funny. Due to copyright issues. Checking around. So Dark says, my son just got the Freddy toy today. Which one? The Freddy Fazbears toy version? The one from the second game, right? From this one? That's pretty cool. I'm extremely happy for him. The merchandise is pretty well done too. Not gonna lie. Did you see the pictures that I showed a couple seconds ago? Okay, yeah, he says he did. That's pretty cool. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear somebody is getting that Freddy's merchandise. I had a name for that. It was Fastendice? I don't know. It's weird because they put Faz on everything in this movie, so it's pretty funny. But did you see the intro sequence? I was talking about it a couple minutes ago. It's really well done, just like the little video games, the Atari video games, right? Back in 1982. Did you see the movie already? I know you mentioned on the last stream before it crashed that you seen the first movie. So there is spoilers, Dark, for the second movie. I will be using screenshots. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Let's try again. Because Dark likes it when I get defeated in this game. Okay, he says he's only seen the first part. Gotcha, man, gotcha. Okay. I don't have Rumble the full time, Dark, so I'll check back in just a couple minutes, okay? I gotta put pause on here real quick, guys. Sure, we're gonna play this one for me. I'm sure he would appreciate it. Because I'm actually watching the movie as I'm playing too, Dark, in silence. Otherwise, you know, the copyright tool is gonna catch it, which we don't want. So, since you just got here, Dark, okay, oh, your son wants to watch me play this game? That is awesome. Oh, glad to hear it. That's what we're here for. Shout out to your son, okay? Hope he's having a wonderful night. It is pretty creepy outside too. It's really cold. Is it cold over there where you are, Dark? So this is night 5, okay? Next to impossible. I've only been able to beat it once. Bye. Uh-oh. Watch out. He's here. We better watch out. Alright, he's gone. Wind up the music box. Have you still not played any of these games, Dark? They're extremely difficult. They're some of the only games that I can ever beat. Like, if you want to do it conventionally, yeah, it's next to impossible. Hello. Bye. It's over, Dark. I hesitated. Yeah, I got turned into KFC. Wonderful. We're gonna try again. I just got stuffed into the Freddy animatronic. Pretty gruesome. So I am gonna stream till 8:15-ish, Dark. It's gonna be a short one because I gotta go to work. Just a second, guys. Unfortunately, I only have one phone right now for Rumble and YouTube. So I gotta keep switching back and forth. Okay. I'm checking if I turn off the music, the one that I had, because I have so many. That way it doesn't get in the way, right? Okay, we're gonna try again. But it's been very difficult, not gonna lie. Alright, let's go again. So, night 5, come on. Doug says it's just looking. Gotcha, man, gotcha. It's perfectly fine. Because sometimes I have to go check on YouTube. I do have you right now in front of me. Difficult, not gonna lie. So around 7:30ish, we'll try night 6 for the rest of the night. Hola Lia, ¿qué tal? Bienvenida. ¿Ya viste la película? Ahora sí ya la viste. I've been watching Fallout a lot. I'm trying to get to season 2 of Fallout. ¿Cómo estás, Lia? Welcome, fellow streamer. No le puedo ganar a los Fazbears. ¿Cómo ves, Lia? ¿Cómo estás? So, it was supposed to be Resident Evil today, but Amazon ended up delaying it, and that's why we didn't play it today. So I just went with Five Nights at Freddy's instead, because it crashed last week. I lost the internet, so that was wonderful. There was a windstorm going on, and we lost it with no warning. So I had to redo it. I had to redux it again, so I took the opportunity to do so. Uh-oh. Bye. Hi. Ya viene el chiquillo ese, Lia. ¿No la has visto? Ok, no hay problema. No te preocupes. Oh! It's gonna happen again. So we get another death minigame. Okay. For those of you that have never seen this, okay, these minigames tell you exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Alright, so it looks like we're in the maintenance area. So I'm assuming that this is the one from this game, okay, the pizzeria from this game. So follow the puppet. Okay. So, Leah, F for madness. So there's a dead body right there. It's pretty freaky. So it is spelling something out. I think the puppet is telling us something. It's saying save them. Yep, H E M. Yep, it's them. Look at all the blood. So freaky. Sí, sí es lo que he notado. El martes voy a hacer este Fortnite, ¿ok? En la tarde, en la noche. So there's the prize corner full of blood. Hasta las 7, ya bien tarde, hijo de su mecha. So if you get close to it, it cuts off. So we already talked about this on previous streams in a lot more detail, so feel free to check it out. The playlist should be on the descriptions as well, okay? I actually brought in extras. So these death minigames are extremely random. Alright, there is a high percentage of chance that you're not gonna see them on the stream, so I had to bring them in, all of them. So there's too many of them, actually. They're pretty interesting. They're probably my favorite part of this game, not gonna lie. But Leah, I'm planning to do Fortnite on Tuesday night, okay? Instead. Because Wednesday and Thursday, I work third shift, so I can't stay that long, right? Esos juegos no se compran solos. Yeah, you're right. So it's gonna be Tuesday Fortnite from now on until further notice at night, and then it's gonna be Resident Evil Remake Saturday, and then Sunday will be Yu-Gi-Oh, like always. It's Yu-Gi-Oh Sundays. So let's go again. Oh, excelente, mi favorito. She's saying, for those of you interested, that there's a collaboration between Adventure Time and Fortnite right now, and she managed to get the Ice King, and she gave it as a gift to her special one. So that's pretty awesome. I like Adventure Time a lot, so I'm a big fan of it. So I'm definitely into that, Leah. Okay, there's just so much to do. There's Ninjago, there's Adventure Time now. It's crazy. It's really hard to keep up with all these changes every day. But let's do one more, and then we'll talk about the movie again. Está canijo, ¿verdad, Leah? Pero recomiendo que la veas la película, Leah, múltiples veces. No está tan mal como dicen. Hay muchas páginas de internet que dicen que es una película terrible, pero no está nada mal. Sí me gustó. La tienes que ver múltiples veces para entenderle lo que está pasando. Seriously? They put Kim Kardashian in there? Well, they put Ice Spice on the SpongeBob movie, so go for it. Anything is possible, I guess. That is crazy. Fortnite, when am I gonna get my avatar in there? Okay, Shooting Riser. Leah, a ver cuándo me ponen mi skin. When are they gonna put my skin in there? Probably never. That's all good. Heck, I'll buy it. La sacaste de la esquina. Okay, that was funny.
Ya te voy a agarrar las patas en la noche.
Tienes que andar a la moda, ¿verdad? Chistosa. She says she already got the skin. Uh-oh. Watch out. Cuidado, chico. Go, 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 go. Otherwise we're dead. Nos vas a hacer la marioneta, ¿verdad? En español. Marioneta in Spanish, guys. That's how you call the puppet. It's a bit of a mouthful. So here's the thing, okay? There's a big differences in the movie. The puppet is actually does not give the kids does not put the souls into the animatronics on the movie. On the game, it did. It was responsible for putting the souls of the kids into the animatronics. So I did notice that big difference. Ooh, impossible. Cannot beat this game. I've only beaten Night 5 once, and that was it. Nomás he ganado una vez, Leah. La noche 5. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's keep talking about the movie, okay? So I did mention that there was newspapers. All right, for those of you that just got here, there is a lot of newspaper clippings, but I only got the highlights of it, okay? So I did talk about Dark Games and Comics and Leah right before you guys got here, that there is this snippet of the pizzeria on their investigation. All right, they did assign a task force to investigate what happened. So that is the time that Charlotte died, basically, at the beginning. So here's newspaper clipping 2. So she did die officially, and it was ruled out as an accident. So that is not good, because the thing is, when they say it's an accident, then no one is to blame, which is not good. Because from my experience, whenever a case goes into accident mode, it goes into cold case, which you do not want, okay? It gets forgotten until something really big happens, or it's dismissed or completed, okay? Or successfully done, which is not good. Otherwise, they won't investigate anymore. So, what else does it say in there? It's a little hard to see. I did expand it a little bit. It says down here, questions being asked about the safety and other possible accidents that have occurred in the place in recent years. So it is a little bit blurred out on purpose, okay? But we get confirmation that Charlotte did die that day. We don't get mention of the puppet grabbing her or anything, right? Or holding her, like in the movie. So, like I said, it was all completely symbolic, okay? It wasn't actually happening in front of everyone. It was just symbolic for the audience. So, newspaper 3. So, as in the case of many companies, okay, especially like this one, back in the day, they would deny blame, okay? So now we know that Fazbear denies blame, okay? And they offer condolences, which is the best possible thing they could possibly do, apparently. So they're not looking them as you know, as suspects, right? As the cause of anything. So that's not good, right? It says here, what does it say here? It is saying things on the blurred versions of it. So it does say that it was a staple in the community for years. It will not remain closed indefinitely, so it's gonna be closed. So it was closed, okay, no matter what, even though they deny blame, so that's good. The incident in question occurred just a few weeks ago when a young child was reportedly severely injured during a visit on the pizzeria. Details surrounding the events remains a mystery. That's what it says. It's a little hard to see at the bottom. Yeah. But it's all pretty interesting stuff. I wish we could see the whole thing, right? So newspaper 4. So the officials cleared out Fazbears, which means there was no charges. Okay, they cleared them out. They managed to, basically the company got away with it. Okay. They blamed it on the child entering the restricted area, so this gives us confirmation of how it was swept under the rug. Okay. They must have had some really good lawyers. You know, they were a multi-million-dollar company. So they're gonna hire the best lawyers. They're gonna win, no matter what. They'll find something. And the child did enter a restricted area. But, you know, that's... But how they got exactly away with it, I don't think anyone will ever know. We don't get to see the court stuff, right? We don't get to deal with that during the movie. It just kind of skips over it a little bit. I'm gonna expand that a little bit. See if I can see some more things. But it does have the picture of the second pizzeria from this game in the movie. It has a lot of things, but they're hard to see, unfortunately. The little letters anyways. We'll have to do a separate stream and dissecting every single thing in detail. But let's keep it moving. Right after that, you get to this little scene here, which I was really fascinated for. Okay, it's got the puppet on the very top, cut into different TV monitors, right? I thought that was really, really cool. And then you got the little toy versions at the bottom. It's like the puppet is getting ready to execute its plan or something. So it was pretty freaky. But I like how they say it's best on the Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's pretty cool. I really did like the scene. Let's keep it moving. Bye, hi. I gotta go check on Dark. Okay, he's still there. He's just lurking. Okay, don't use the flashlight that much. Just one flash should be enough, I think. I don't know how long it negates him. That's the problem. Is it a couple of seconds, or does it negate him for good? For as long as he appears. But yeah, I've been really enjoying Fallout, Dark. I've been catching up on all of the episodes. It's very interesting stuff. That's basically Fallout 5. They even explained the origins of the Vault Boy. Whoa, watch out. Gotta watch out, gotta watch out. Is it gone? Yes, it is. Wind up, wind up. Otherwise, we're dead. Alright, he's back again. Wonderful. Mask. Eee, I hesitated again. Yeah, I hesitated for 1 second and that's how he got me. Completely destroyed. Wonderful. Hey, the song ended at the perfect time. I like that. But yeah, we got completely destroyed, unfortunately. But Bunny dances, go for it. It's been a little while since I've used these. So we'll let Bunny glow for a little bit while I get a zip of my canteen. Go ahead and try again. Okay, wait till 1. Just gotta keep whining. Bye. Uh-oh. Wind up, wind up, wind up. Difficult. So yeah, I'll have to do another Five Nights at Freddy's stream so that we can talk about the next half of the movie for the most part. Because there's so many things to talk about. Not gonna lie. I might have missed a bunch of things already. But the movie's full of secrets and stuff. And Easter eggs. It was specifically made for the fans and they did a really good job. I think most of those reviews, they were probably new to the franchise for the most part. They probably never seen it before. So it is best to go and see it for yourself and enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the movie for what it is, because it's pretty wonderful. As I mentioned before, the first movie is my favorite, since it reminds me a lot of Silent Hill, or the first game. The only biggest difference is that Mike is a little younger than Harry. But I think I'm dead again. Yep. So Bunny is the one that will get you no matter what, if you hesitate even for a second. With Chica, you can get away with it. A little bit. You can get away for like 3 seconds. But I got destroyed. Let's go again. I think we're still doing good on time. I wish we could have explored the whole pizzeria. Like having actual interaction, just kind of like Resident Evil, right? You go around checking stuff. I think that would have been really cool. Bye. Goodbye, Balloon Boy. We don't like you here. Someone's coming in the vent. The ultimate issue is when Balloon Boy and Mango are trying to come into the office, because once they're in here, it's game over. Exactly. Book of the devil. My flashlight's being negated on the middle. So I'm guessing he left. So he's the one that keeps getting me. Withered Bunny. Uh-oh. Can't let him come into the office. He needs to go. I think you just flash him, right? Hope so. Otherwise we're dead. Oh, he's in there. Okay, he's gotta go with the mask. That's really weird. He speaks in gobble radio noises. I think it's saying something in backwards, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. I think I did make it this one. I only had 1 second. Okay, I did. Go, 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 go. Mask. Hi, hi. Good night. Go, 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 go. All the way. Mask. Mask. Wait, Withered Freddy is the weird one. I don't know what he's gonna do. Never mind. He's freaky. He hardly ever attacks. That's the weirdest part. That's what gets me confused. He'll attack once in a while. So there's Mango. Watch him. Can't let him come into the office. Go, 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 go. Mask. So why is it that the mask negates him, huh? For those of you who don't know. Well, according to the story, it makes it so that the animatronics ID you as an animatronic. It actually has circuitry and stuff in it. It's pretty interesting. That's why when they attack you and you have the mask on, it negates them. They see you as an animatronic automatically. You're considered. However, for some unknown reason, Foxy is not negated by this. He bypasses it. He's the only one. Uh-oh. See, that was a weird one. He attacked again. It's freaky when they're attacking you. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Not good. Mask. Flash. Because Mango's trying to come in here. Go, 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 go. I knew it. No crispy chicken for you. Someone's in the vent. Oh, Wither Freddy's here again. I hear Mango in here. There he is. Not good. I think he's in here. It's over. Yeah. Yeah, see, he's in the office. That's not good. It's over, guys. I'm gonna hold on until I can no more. Bye. Bye. I'm getting cornered completely. So Mango will attack you randomly. Oh, I'm getting scammed by the toy version. That's crazy. Flash, because then Foxy's gonna get us. Yeah, Mango. It's speaking. Go, 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 go. If it buys me time, sure. Whoa! Freaky. Wind up, wind up. Mask. I'm getting attacked everywhere. Two more hours, 2 more hours. Go away. I'm trying to get a paycheck here, okay? I gotta live out of something. They're gonna start attacking again. They'll attack in like a big burst. Left and right. Negated, I'm getting negated. 1 more hour. If I can negate Mango until then, it's all over. I can win. Come on. Joel needs pair of shoes. Come on. Hijo de su mecha. We're getting close. You better not attack me, Mango, at the last minute. Oof. Oof. That's a close one. 1 more hour. 1 more hour. Come on. Come on. All the way, all the way. Down. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Ooh. Impossible. I did it even with Mango in the office. Best paycheck ever. I've never been able to do that. Not with one stuck in the office. That's impossible. That's right. We've been playing with Jeremy Fitzgerald this whole time. That is $100.50. The best $100 in my life. Now get out of here.
Take your paycheck and go, Riser. We will be back.
I can't believe I actually pulled it off. Even with Mango in the office, that's impossible. Once they're in there, once either Balloon Boy is in there or Mango's in there, it's game over for sure. But I think the mask was keeping him at bay, and I didn't know that. Well, that was a really good win. Not gonna lie, I'll take it. Oof! Take that, Mango. We defeated Mango, so that's good. Because once he's in there, it's game over for sure. There's no way. No one's gonna win anymore. Oh man, that's gonna make me happy for the rest of my days. Now we gotta win night 6, which is next to impossible. I'm gonna check on all streams, guys, before we keep going and talk about the movie again. That was next to impossible. You guys gotta hand it to me. Never been able to do that before. Well, at least something new for the stream, at least. Second. Checking on YouTube and Rumble, see if Dark left me something again. Or somebody left something like the Legend 81. But that was impressive. I don't think I can do that again. I got so lucky. Just gotta keep doing the same thing and we can win night 6 for the first time. So we're gonna try night 6 for the rest of the night since I defeated him for this stream. Just a second, guys. Just a second, unos minutos. The Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie shut off. So anyways, at the beginning of the movie, right after the 2 intros, we get a sequence where Vanessa's waking up in the morning. She gets woken up by a call from Mike. Okay, just seeing how she's doing. And Abby's ready to go to school. Apparently, this is a new house that they're living in, and they're doing some redecorations. And a buddy is helping out Mike with the redecorations, right? And Abby's boarding the bus, okay? And I can tell that Vanessa is having a hard time, you know, having a normal life. That's basically what the phone call was all about, right? How she's been doing and stuff. So they're still in contact after the incident of the first movie. So Abby boards the bus, right? And I noticed something interesting. I was wondering about the aunt, right? The aunt from the first movie, she disappeared and we never got to see her again. Well, they answered it really quickly. They just kind of brushed it off. Apparently, I think she went a little crazy. And I think she got admitted from what I could hear. It was a little hard to hear a little bit there on that sequence. But apparently the aunt, the one from the first movie that was trying to get custody, told everyone about the incident, okay? And no one basically believed her and they branded her as crazy. So, however, the neighbor also says that Vanessa's got crazy eyes, so... And then Mike just kind of brushes it off, right? He's like, she's not crazy. So, that was another interesting thing. So here's the intro with Vanessa, the screenshot. So yeah, we get confirmation of what happened to the aunt, so she's still alive. Nothing actually happened to her. We thought she got killed in the first movie, right? But she's actually alive. And she went a little crazy. So, apparently because of all these stories going on, there is a new festival in town. It's called, what was it called again? It was Fast Festival? Fast Fest. I almost forgot about the name. Yep. It's actually a very clever name, not gonna lie. So the movie does take place 20 years later, in the year 2002, if my calculations are correct. Okay, so we get confirmation of when this movie takes place. Which kind of caught me off guard, because usually Scott really likes to hide its years and dates. It did it a lot with this game, so... We get a funny cutscene where Abby is telling all the kids about what happened in the first movie, and they just kind of think she's a little crazy and don't believe her, right? However, she does have one little friend that believes her. And to be honest, I have a theory. For a second, I thought that was MatPat's kid for some reason. He just looks very similar to him. I don't know why. I haven't seen his child grown up yet. I've seen him as a baby, as a toddler. But I haven't seen him as a little kid, and for some reason in my head, my gears started rolling. I'm like, this is a theory. Could that be Matt Pat's kid playing that kid, right? The actor that's portraying him? How cool would that be? But, you know, that's probably a far-fetched theory, right? I just wanted to toss that in there. Because he reminded me a lot of Matt, you know, the way that he was as a kid. Because I've seen Matt Pat as a kid. He used to show it to us in some of his theories once in a while. For some reason, I thought that, I don't know, my gears were just rolling. So we got a scene in the classroom with none other than Wayne Knight portraying Mr. Bergs. Okay, he's the robotics teacher for Abby. And for those of you who don't know, okay, it's pretty fitting because he was one of the villains for Toy Story 2 a long time ago. Animated, he was Al, okay, the evil chicken. Which we did a playthrough of for the PlayStation 1. It should be on the channel, guys, the recording, it was actually 2 of them. See if I can get all items. And a first playthrough, right? It was super fun. I really did enjoy those streams. Unfortunately, the first stream crashed, but I managed to fix it. I retuned them. You'll see it on the title. And the second one went successfully. We finished it successfully. So it's pretty fitting that Wayne Knight is here. And there's a lot of references to his past movies too. And as we all know, he always dies in his movies for the most part. Except in Toy Story, he didn't die on that one. What happened on him on Toy Story was that he had to go back to work at Al's Toy Barn as a chicken because he likes Woody and the toys, because he was going to trade him in Japan to become super rich, okay, because the Cowboy Roundup toys were extremely valuable at this point in time, and he was going to get rich off of them. That's why he stole Woody in the first place. But he failed because everyone escaped, right? So he had to go back to being a chicken. I call him the evil chicken. Which, I don't know if I heard right during this scene, but there's a kid that calls him Mr. Bird. I think. Either call him Mr. Bergs or Mr. Bird. And I was like, okay, that's a reference to the evil chicken that he was on the Toy Story 2 movie as Al. So that's pretty funny. So then we get to cut to a scene after that where we get introduced, okay, to Abby watching the TV, right? She's extremely sad that she can't be with her friends again, okay? And as a matter of fact, we found out from Mike that they're actually missing And we get something interesting on TV, right? It's called the Spectral Scoopers, which I was really fascinated about. And that's McKenna Grace's first appearance. Her character's name is Lisa in this movie, which I found really strange. And it's definitely not a coincidence. Okay. Could it be possible that this Lisa is the name was inspired by the Lisa from Silent Hill? Okay, because she's also a blondie. All right, so there is no way that this isn't a coincidence. All right, when I heard the name, because I didn't hear her name at the first time I saw the movie, right? I didn't even hear the kids' names, the other kids, because they're a group of 3 spectral seekers, I believe that's what you want to call them, like a mystery machine, right, from Scooby-Doo. And I didn't hear the other kids' names. It was the cameraman, and I don't know what the other kid was doing. I think he was like it's like the scout, I think. I believe. I'm trying to remember what he was, but it's impossible to remember right now. So that was pretty cool, because I used to do that, okay, for this channel. But it's a little too risky. I had to stop doing that. Don't want to get myself in trouble or anything. But it is super fun to do. Not gonna lie. It's extremely addicting too. So I was extremely fascinated when they showed this. You know, come to think of it, I never thought of a title for my team like that. I should have probably done something like that, but you know, that's a can of worms from another day. So let's keep it going. Oh, that's right. Mr. Briggs has a bit of a hatred for the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise as a whole for some reason. And he says that it's a joke to robotics. So yeah. So that puts him at odds with Abby, so he's a jerk, right? He's a complete jerk teacher. So that's basically why he's in the movie. But he does a really good job at making the audience hate him. So let's go ahead and keep it going. So 6th night. Uh-oh. Haven't heard that in a while.
Hello.
This is the hardest night so far.
What are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronic and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take the night shift myself. Okay, good night and good luck.
Wonderful. Uh-oh. But yeah, this is the night when they're the hardest. I've never been able to beat this night. Exactly. You only get 1 second to react, and then it's game over. So I wonder if I can pull it off this time, since I managed to find out that Mango does get negated by the mask, even if he's on the office. So the one that we want out of here at all times, no matter what, is Balloon Boy. If we can keep him out, we can win. Oh, did I forget to mention that there's overtime too? There's always overtime with these jobs. Night 7 is overtime, so that's probably the hardest, the ultimate hardest. Try again. Which is custom night. I believe you get to set the levels of every animatronic to your liking. Okay, let's go. So they'll start attacking around 12:45, I'd say. Gotta watch our flashlight. Well, Foxy's here already. So yes, at this point in the movie, the animatronics from the first movie are missing. Apparently Mike off screen went back to the pizzeria to find out where they were. He promised Abby that someday he would fix them again. But he actually did not find them, so he did try. It turns out he did. So Mike's put into a situation where his little sister is fascinated by these animatronics, right? And ghosts and the afterlife. So it puts him in a very difficult situation. This is the 6th night, Miggy, the worst one. Oh! Whoa! We get some backstory. So I'm playing as Foxy, and this takes place in the first pizzeria from the first game. So Foxy is ready to go on stage. The kids are waiting for him. Hooray! Oh boy! 5 a.m., Miggy. Proceeds to eat Krabby Patty. So yeah, that's basically what Foxy's doing, like just like in the first game. So there's the purple guy's first appearance. Pretty creepy. If you get close to him, nothing happens. It looks like he doesn't get registered by the animatronics. Somehow he found a way to not get attacked by them. So the kids are all dead. That's what it's telling you. And then you get jump scared. Yes. That is all sad, Miggy. Welcome back, Miggy. Did you leave a little bit? What you doing, man? What you up to? Yes. That is all sad, Miggy. Okay, we're gonna try again. Just a second, guys. Yeah, okay, sounds good, man. Oh, you're just watching the stream? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I've been watching Fallout. I was trying to tell you that. I'm almost to season 2. I've been watching it every night once I get home. A little bit. Signal interrupted. Wonderful. But did you see that I beat night 5? Even though Mango wasn't here? That is next to impossible. I managed to negate him just enough so that I can win. Unless Foxy is in there, we don't have to flash. Not really. I wonder too, Miggy, I wonder. They mentioned one courier, but it wasn't the same one. Maybe they'll make him a real character this time. Okay, thank you. He didn't see it when I won. Night 5. Oh, Mango's in here. Gotta watch out. So if he's in the grate, okay, and if you pull up the camera, he's gonna come in here. Ooh, Bunny's the worst one. Can't negate him. That's crazy. Let's try again. So we do get a cute scene, okay, afterwards with Mike and Vanessa going out to dinner and talking about what happened and basically letting go, learning how to let go. So Mike tells Vanessa that she should try using her dreams to cope with the trauma that she's been going through, just like he did in the first movie. He admits that he probably slept a little too much, which I agree, but it helped him out eventually anyways. Because he confronted his fears, right? When Garrett got kidnapped by William Afton, I presume. So she basically mentions that she'll keep that in mind. Ooh, the bunny's gonna get me. He's gonna get me. Yeah. Even for 1 second you miss, it's over. That's Bunny's speed. He's the fastest one. Whoa! Hey, it's the office from the second pizzeria, from this one. The one from the movie. Can I check around? Look at all that blood. Oh, there's a corpse. It's a kid's corpse, for those of you who don't know. So you can explore around or you can follow the puppet. Yes. Save them? That's saying save them. Creepy. Imagine being here at night by yourself. So I am controlling Freddy. There's a bunch of blood here. I wonder what happened. So the puppet shows you things. So this is the parts and service. Another corpse. I think if you get close to it, it negates you. It blocks the signal. What if we go up? Ah, so here's where the toy versions are. So we're playing as Golden Freddy. That's who it is, right? More blood. What is this, Resident Evil? So there's Mango. He's actually moving around. Interesting. Oh, there's Golden Freddy. Which he'll randomly, which he didn't appear in the second movie, as far as I'm concerned. Once you make it to the price corner, it'll negate it. It's pretty interesting stuff. Fascinating. So yeah, this movie poses a question, right? What if you've been traumatized or been an accessory to murder ever since you were a child? How do you cope with that? How do you get out of it, right? And I feel like Vanessa is the main character of the second movie. It focuses a lot more on her. Mike seems more like a secondary character this time around, like a supporting character, which Josh Hutcherson is known to do a lot. He does a lot of supporting roles with strong female leads, like he did with Katniss with the Hunger Games. Okay, he was the secondary protagonist. So he's doing it again with this movie. So there's a lot of poetic stuff going on, right, with these movies, with these actors. Okay, there's a lot of references to what they used to do before, sprinkled throughout. So it's really interesting. If you take a deep look at it, you'll see them. Like, you know, like the evil chicken owl, right, from Toy Story 2. He's here and he's working on robotics, which is very similar to toys. So it's very poetic. And let's go ahead and keep going with night 6. But that is basically what happened in that scene at the dinner table. Vanessa trying to find a way to cope with her trauma, which is very difficult to do. Okay, how do you deal with something like that? How do you befriend and deal with someone in the most positive way that has been indoctrinated as a little kid to be an accessory to murder? So it's very complicated. Do you help him out having a normal life, or talk to him? Are they gonna react right? It poses a lot of questions. The sixth night. There's something creepy on Cam 12. I don't know what that was, but I don't think I want to know. I heard. It was really weird. It was really faint too. Uh-oh. Bye. Haven't seen Balloon Boy in a while. He'll start attacking at the end. That's when he becomes a real punk. This is why the fans hate him so much. He decides to attack at the worst time. The song is actually from BioShock, Miggy, which I do get vibes from it with this game too. Uh-oh. Is it chicken time? Ooh! Oh man. Freaking Chica and Bonnie. So they're the deadliest ones at the beginning, and at the end, it's Mango, Foxy, and Balloon Boy. We're probably gonna end up doing Resident Evil 5 in summer, Miggy, which would be perfect because Resident Evil 5 takes place in Africa. Flash him twice. Don't want to use too much flashlight, otherwise it's over. Because Foxy is the real threat. Because if we can't use the flashlight, he's gonna take us out. Bye. Mask. Let's start using the mask. Wind up. If they're not there, wind up. Bye. He's here. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Who are you gonna call? Not the Ghostbusters. They can't help you here. Which is funny because of the spectral scoopers, right? Same thing as the Ghostbusters. Oops. Crazy yellow rabbit. I know I did it right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Wind up all the way. Go, 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 go. I knew it. I heard her. Well, here comes the fun. This is the worst part. Right after 2 a.m. Looks like Balloon Boy's coming in. Won't be so funny when I win, Balloon Boy. So yeah, he was extremely annoying in the movie too. But he appears on the second half for the most part. He appeared a little bit at the beginning and then a little bit on the second half when he got destroyed by Mike. I dodged her. Go, 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 go. Uh-oh, he's in here. Make him go away. Are you serious? That quickly? Okay, that one caught me off guard. Not gonna lie. Wonderful. He got me really good. He became active really quickly. I did not see that coming. Checking on Rumble real quick, guys. So after the dinner scene, okay, It turns out that Abby went back to the original pizzeria from the first movie, and she wanted to see her friends again, okay, the animatronics, right? And she leaves a note behind, and Mike goes after her. So we return to Freddy's, the one from the first movie. And this is where we find out that the animatronics are actually missing. They're nowhere to be found. And Mike tells her the truth, right? So as they're about to leave, Mike gives Abby a chance to grab a souvenir from there, okay? And they happen to come across a fast talker. It's called a fast talker. Not too sure exactly what it does. It doesn't really explain it. But apparently it's like a radio, sort of like a radio. It's kind of like the radio from Silent Hill. Whoa, another reference. Biggie. So all it does is staticky for the most part. But I'm assuming that it lets you talk with a fake Freddy or the whole cast, right? It's kind of like talking to an AI, like a chat buddy or something. For back in 2002, anyways. So that's the thing that she took. Okay, and the animatronics were nowhere to be found. However, the whole place is destroyed and it looks terrible. So more than before, anyways. Before Mike leaves, okay, he comes across a flyer that says murder on it, which I found pretty interesting. And right now that I have the chance, okay, it seems like people have been neglecting it for the most part. Mike grabs it and sees that there's a phone number in it, and it says that Freddy is his murderer. Okay, it's a warning. And when I saw that flyer, I got the vibes from The Shining. Even the way that it's written. Okay. The reason for this is because Danny, during the movie of The Shining, he writes a red drum backwards on the door, and then, but on the mirror it says red drum, right? But he wrote murder on the door. And it's exactly very similar like that flyer. There's no way that this is a coincidence. Could it be that Scott was inspired by both The Shining and Silent Hill? He would have had to. He's around the right age. Okay. So I'm guessing he was a big fan of the Shining and Silent Hill. Somehow. I'm guessing that's how he got inspirations for most of the things that are going on. So it's really hard not to see it. I see it and I know it immediately. Okay. So that's a theory. Okay. So here's the theory. This is my point. Is it possible that Scott was inspired by The Shining and Silent Hill? He keeps his inspirations to himself, though, completely hidden. So there's no way to know. And I hardly think that he's gonna talk to anyone about it. So, but there's a theory for you guys. Is it possible that Scott was inspired by Silent Hill and The Shining directly? Nothing wrong with that. It's just fascinating, right? It's just a theory, so... Even though I've looked up everywhere what his inspirations were on the internet, and there's nothing. Not very much. All I know is that his first game was supposed to be a Christian game of these like animatronic looking characters, but they weren't animatronics. But that's how he got the idea for the animatronics, because someone came up to them and they said that the animatronics were creepy, that the characters that he did, and that's how he got the idea for Freddy. He was extremely bummed, and he tried again, and then he came up with Five Nights at Freddy's. His game didn't do very good at the beginning. It was like lumber, like cutting lumber down, stuff like that, with some funny looking characters, some creatures. I don't remember the name of it right now. But yeah, there's my thoughts on that. So after that, we get to a scene. We cut to a scene. And we get to meet the Spectral Scoopers, okay, which is the mystery machine of this movie. We get to meet Lisa and her crew, okay. I really did like this whole Ghostbuster van-looking thing. It's pretty cool, not gonna lie. It's always something that I wanted to do for this channel too, but it is extremely risky. I don't recommend doing anything like that. It can get you into a lot of trouble. So it turns out that the location from the second game is the original location in the movie, okay? So this is where they're at. They get invited by an unknown individual. Apparently he is the night guard for this location, okay? But this is the original location of Freddy Fazbears Pizza. The very first one. And he goes by the name of Mike, which at first I thought it was Mike, our Mike. But it turns out that it wasn't. But he goes by Michael instead. Okay, so we get introduced. So we get introduced to the original pizzeria in the movie, which is pretty cool. It's a lot more different, as you guys can see. I really like the neon green on it. That's how I got the idea for the banner. And then we get introduced to the real purple guy, okay, which I found extremely fascinating. I did not see that coming, okay, because in the games he was the same person. He was the guy from the first game, and he was the purple guy, the son of William Afton, Springtrap, right? But in the movie, it's actually a different guy. This is the real purple guy. Unfortunately, I caught the screenshot while his eyes were closed, so I apologize for that. But this is exactly how I imagined the purple guy from the second game, from this game, right? And he's got the badge too, just like in the death minigame, so that was pretty cool. And he's exactly how I envisioned the real purple guy to be, okay? So this is the son of William Afton, the Springtrap, okay, even in the movie. I have no idea why he decided to contact the Spectral Scoopers, but I'm guessing that they needed a couple of hosts, okay, or more victims. So he gave him VIP treatment, a whole tour for the facility, right, for the restaurant. So keep going, because we're halfway there. So the purple guy lets him in, says that they're free to ask questions, look around. So that is the inside of that pizzeria, right? It's pretty cool, pretty creepy, but it looks like somebody has been keeping maintenance on it, and it looks pretty good for what it's supposed to be, right? For 20 years. And he leads them on to the main attraction of this area, which is where the toy versions of the characters are introduced. Oh, I thought that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool scene, how they had them in pristine condition, as a matter of fact, which Lisa questioned about. And the purple guy, whoops, sorry, I'm gonna refer to him as Michael. Okay, Michael's the night guard. He tells him a bit of backstory about him. Okay, so he tells them that this location had a lot of unique features, especially when it came to the puppet, which used Wi-Fi from back in the day, from the 82, to control these animatronics, which was never heard of at its time, right? Cutting edge technology. But as mentioned before, Lisa questioned why they were in pristine condition, because they looked really excellent, right? The toy versions were excellent. So they did not activate at this time. They were actually dormant. So moving on to the next scene. I did find something particularly interesting during that scene. So everyone split up, right? Typical Mystery Machine stuff. Typical meddling kids. And then I noticed that the kid, one of the kids, which I call the scout, not the cameraman, the scout. I think he had a Geiger counter, which what it does is it detects radiation in the area. So he started detecting radiation. So I found that pretty interesting, because what does radiation have to do with this pizzeria? The only thing that I could come up with was that everything is actually nuclear powered in this facility. That's how they're getting their power for some reason, or something else is going on, but we don't know. But something was emitting radiation, from what I can tell. That's what that little counter's for. It measures how much radiation is in an area, so it was going crazy off the charts, and that's usually dangerous. Okay, you could probably get radiation poisoning for just being there. Your hair will start falling off, stuff like that. So anyways, all of the crew are still investigating the area. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know, okay? If you guys think of something, let me know in the comments, in the recording. What do you guys think? Could that be radiation in the area? Could the place be powered by radiation somehow? What is this, Fallout? So we get to cut to the next scene, right? Michael seems pretty suspicious, to be honest with you guys, at this point. So Lisa came across a basement with a single room, and there's a giant gift box, which actually looks mechanical. It's not actually made out of paper. It looks pretty mechanical to me. And above it, it's the stage. So she investigates that area, and she comes across a music box which is actually broken for some reason. And something decides to come out of the box. And as a matter of fact, she gets attacked, which is pretty sad. She gets attacked by none other than the puppet. So this is the reappearance of the puppet in the movie as a threat. Okay? So she ends up getting attacked, and it cuts away. So the puppet looked really good, not gonna lie. It looks exactly like how I envisioned it would look in the movie. So they did a really good job. So let's keep it going again. We are almost to the end. Give me just a second, guys. So yeah, you do have to flash him multiple times. Otherwise, you will get attacked again. I got completely decimated. Wonderful. Oh. Nice. So, for those of you who don't know, this is actually a Fazbears Family Diner. This is telling us the actual incident of when the puppet became the puppet. So, Freddy's gonna give cake to the children because they're crying. So, we got to see the origin of the puppet in the movie from the beginning sequence, right? But in the games, the origin of the puppet is this one. It's this little cutscene. The purple guy passes by with his purple car, and something unknown happens. And then for some reason, Freddy cannot move anymore. So I can't move anymore. He gets stuck. I'm guessing it's a reference to not being able to help. Helplessness. So you get attacked by the puppet. That's how you know. It's pretty interesting. Try it again. It also seems like William is in a league of its own. I don't really understood what he was up to. But it seems that he lured the Spectral Scoopers on purpose. I'm guessing that they needed hosts for the puppet, from what I could tell. However, he does seem to be afraid of the puppet as well, just like in the game. That was the only one that he was afraid of too. You can hear it on the radio when he's talking to you. But we need to negate him. So he's also afraid of the puppet, which makes it a lot more confusing, right? Why is he helping the puppet if he's afraid of it? And if he's still in danger too, just like everyone else. But that is what his purpose is. He's trying to revive the puppet for some unknown reason. Oh yeah, when Lisa gets close to the toy versions, she starts hearing music. And William tells her that the place likes to play with your imagination. But she should have never gone down by herself like that. That's why she got attacked. I'm guessing that the puppet possesses anyone that tries to attack or anyone with darkness in their hearts, from what I've noticed. But we don't get to see much of Lisa very much, so we don't really know. She seems perfectly fine when we meet her, right? But there could be something in the background that we didn't know about, which is why the puppet was able to possess her so easily. I think I am dead. Wonderful. Yeah. Yep. It was 1 second that I missed. So unfortunately, the spotter, the kid with the radiation counter, he falls into the river by accident. In that little cave, there's a lot of like tiny puppets, so that was new. We gotta give gifts, give life to the little kids again. It's hard to catch, but if you look in the middle, right before we get jump scared, you'll see Golden Freddy. So those little puppets were not in the game. Those were new for the movie. They were original. Wonderful. Let's go again. So during some of these scenes, William explains what happened to Mangle, exactly how it happened in this game. He was involved in an attraction with little kids where he was pulled apart every day. And they just gave up on trying to fix him. They got annoying. Bye. So the same thing happened to Mango that happened in the game. Speaking of Mango, looks like we got a Mango on the chat. Love it when fans come in with the names and act like the characters from the games. That's pretty fun. I've had it happen with Silent Hill where somebody was Pyramid Red, or Red Pyramid, and he was acting as Pyramid Head. It was pretty funny. He's like, ah, ha, 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 I'm gonna take everyone's souls. Bye, bye. So did I forget to mention, for those of you who don't know, that there's a random endoskeleton that will attack us from the vent for some reason. You'll see him on the cameras. Once in a while, it's extremely random, but he's probably the freakiest one besides the Shadow versions. Besides Shadow Bunny, right? But he actually did make an appearance in the movie, so that caught me off guard. That was pretty fun. I didn't think they were gonna be able to put him in the movie, but they did. They managed to shoehorn him in. And more of that in a minute. I have to deal with these guys. Miggy, they actually put the endoskeleton in the movie. Okay, survived. Come on, at least let's get to 5 a.m. so we can get a Krabby Patty. Yeah, I did too. That was probably the biggest letdown of this movie. Probably the only one. For me, anyways. Indirecto says, I hated the fact that the film ended in a cliffhanger. It ended in an ultimate cliffhanger. But I'm only talking about the first half for the most part of the movie, Indie Retro. I will talk about the rest of the movie in another stream. We're going in order with screenshots. That way I don't get confused or confuse you guys. Uh-oh. So I managed to win Indirecto right before you got here on night 5 with Mango in the office. Somehow I managed to pull it off. Ooh, I'm dead, Miggy. I'm dead. Yeah, he got me. If you miss even a second, it's over. Gosh darn it. Oh, so we got another death minigame for those of you that missed it. Wow, it's a bonus. Usually this does not happen. As I mentioned before, they're extremely random. Yeah.
I'm take everyone's souls tonight.
Ah, I touched the corpse. Me dieron sas. Go again. But yeah, definitely watch it, guys. For those of you that have never seen the movie, the second movie, that's why I'm cutting it around the halfway mark. That way it gives you a chance to go and see it for yourself, okay? Because the movie gets super interesting on the second half. But I'll be honest, I think I like the first half of the movie the best. With all the sequences going on, the intro, how well it was done, and the way that the spectral scoopers were trying to deal with the Freddy location, right? With William, the guard. Okay, I can't use the flashlight right now, so wind up. Mask. Flash. Otherwise we're dead. Retro, how many times do you have to flash Foxy in order for him to disappear? Does that work that way? Let me know, okay? I could really use your help. I know if you stop flashing him even for a couple seconds, it's over. Oh, crispy chicken attacks. Survive. Mask. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the little Freddy plushie there, Mike actually grabbed one from the first pizzeria of the first movie, and it wasn't really working, but it was in really good condition. The one that's right there, the one that's sitting on the price corner, it was exactly like that. I'm guessing it was a reference to it. It was a pretty funny scene. It's like, oh, maybe not. So yeah, Miggy, the Mike, the guard from the first game, and the one from the second game, the one on the death minigames, was supposed to be the same one. But in the movie, they're actually separate. We get to meet the real purple guy in this movie. Uh-oh, not good. Go away, Balloon Boy. We hate you. And you're evil. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. I was about to flash him. I got destroyed. Well, I made it farther this time. Retro says, no clue, but definitely not as much compared to 1020. Although weirdly enough, apparently from what ChatGPT showed me, Foxy and Mango's AI is set to 20. No idea if that's accurate or around that AI level. I see. Interesting. I didn't know that. So they're all set to 20 regardless. No wonder it's so freaking hard. That makes sense. That's why they're so difficult to take down. Let's go again. They are extremely difficult. I've never been able to beat Night 6. Uh-oh. That's not good. We got destroyed by Golden Freddy. How do you negate him, Retro? He completely destroyed me. We stood no chance. Did you see that, Mickey? That was freaky. That got me really good. Not all animatronics are set to 20, just Foxy and Mango. That's why they're so difficult. But that got me really good. Didn't even see it coming. All I saw was the head and it was over. Unfortunately. We're gonna try again. Just a second, guys. But that completely decimated. I didn't see it coming. How do you negate Golden Freddy? Let me know, guys. Let's try again. We're almost at the end of the stream, unfortunately, guys. Riser has to go to work. That's right, it's extremely old. He'll be attacking the stream once in a while. Aha! Christy Nav, you raided the party! That is awesome! Thank you very much. Hey, Pandoras! How's it going? You guys have made this stream extremely successful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys. But we just got raided on Twitch. That is awesome. Raid! Ah. Christina says, we were playing FNAF for the first time. Glad to hear it. Anime Tights 68. You guys, that's a funny name. That is crazy. But thank you for rating, okay? This is like my 5th time playing this game. We just played it for the first time like about a month ago. It wasn't a month ago. It was a few months ago that we played it for the first time. I've only played Five Nights at Freddy's 3 a long time ago, only once, and that was it. So everything is gonna be new when we do it here on the channel. But thank you for rating. I really appreciate it. How many of you were there on the raid? I didn't catch that. There was like 7 of you, right? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, there was a lot of you when you guys came in. Did you guys see the movie? 13 on the raid. That is insane. That is a whole new record. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, Christy. Can I call you Christy? Christy Nav TV. Let me know if there's something you guys rather me call you. Makes it a little easier. There's so much going on here. Christina? Okay, I'll call you Chris, okay? I'm glad to have you aboard. Welcome. Uh-oh. I'm dead. I think I'm dead. Yeah. I got... Christina, did you defeat Night 6? I just defeated Night 5, and I had Mango stuck in the room. Let me know.
Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel.
Because I managed to defeat Night 5. Yeah, so when the... So, she is right. She says that I got stuck on Night 3. Gonna try again tomorrow. I wish you the best of luck, okay? Hope to see you around again. So she's got a raid and run. Alright, thank you very much. I hope to see you around again, okay? Like seriously, hope to see you guys again. So I will be streaming again on Tuesday for Fortnite, Saturday Resident Evil Remake for the first time, and Sunday is Yu-Gi-Oh! So, as she was mentioning, okay, it is impossible to pass this game if you play it for the first time. It's impossible. I've never met anyone that could pass it on the first time run. So that is impressive. So I struggled too the first time I played this game, but I did pretty good. I think I got to Night 5. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. But hope to see all the raiders again. Okay. So we're gonna continue talking about the movie, right? By scene, for the most part. We're almost out of time. So after McKenna Grace's character Lisa gets attacked, okay, she gets possessed, and then the scout ends up falling into the creepy river with all the tiny puppets. All right, we get a really interesting scene, as I told Miggy before, that they managed to shoehorn in the naked endoskeleton in the game, right? The one that's weird. So unfortunately, the kid, the cameraman, which I'm gonna call the cameraman because I don't even know his name. I don't even think they said it. Gets attacked by that endoskeleton, Miggy. And I think he's the one that died the most gruesome way in this movie, so it was pretty sad. He's just a kid, right? He was gonna go and save Lisa because she started screaming. And Michael started smiling, okay, like he was successful at what he wanted. I'm guessing that's what he wanted. He wanted to wake up the puppet again. I'm guessing he was the one that destroyed the little music box that kept the puppet negated, just like in the game. That's the reason she was able to escape. So the kid gets attacked from the vent, which is the one from the right, just like in the movie, or just like in the game, my bad. And he gets dragged above me. Ooh, yeah, he got oohed immediately. So, in order to get that screenshot, it was extremely difficult to get. But I managed to get this screenshot out of that endoskeleton that attacked that kid. This is the best that I could get because it moves really fast, so you won't see it really well. But that is the endoskeleton that appears in this game randomly on the right vent. You'll see it sometimes. It's pretty freaky. I don't know what the conditions are for it to attack you or how to negate him, but it's extremely random. But it was fascinating. I didn't think they were gonna be able to put him in here, but they did. But GG's. Good job, guys, at Blumhouse for doing that. As I mentioned before, the kid gets the worst death. Okay, he gets completely, how do I put it in Freddy terms? He gets completely pulled apart, limb by limb. I'm gonna expand the image. You can see it right there on the camera. Some of his limbs are on the ground. It was gruesome. But yeah, that's what happens. Now we know what happens when the endoskeleton gets you. Okay, you get pulled apart, limb by limb. So that was fascinating. But yeah, Miggy, I think that was the most interesting death in the movie. It's pretty gruesome. Poor kid stood no chance. Feel bad for him. After that, he never gets mentioned again. Nobody gets mentioned again. It's pretty sad. So what happened to Lisa, huh? Well, she ended up getting possessed by the puppet, by Charlotte. The little girl from the beginning sequence has possessed the puppet completely, and she possesses people with darkness in their hearts for the most part. So she managed to get a hold of Lisa, okay, and she became the puppet now. Does that make sense? So now we have two souls again inside one animatronic. So this franchise likes to do that a lot, put multiple souls on a character. So that's what happens when the puppet gets you. So now we get to see what happens to you if the puppet managed to get a hold of you. So Lisa puppet, okay, puppet Lisa, I'm gonna call it puppet Lisa. All right, I'm getting puppet Zelda vibes, Miggy, from this. I'm guessing Scott probably likes Zelda too. Michael, the purple guy, okay, he actually runs away from her. So she tries to attack him, which doesn't make any sense. I thought he was trying to wake her up again. And then at this point, he's like, welcome back, Charlotte. So that confirms that he was trying to bring her back. He was basically offering a sacrifice to her. She needs a vessel to operate, but unfortunately, she cannot leave the pizzeria for some unknown reasons. Unfortunately for the purple guy anyways. So they cannot leave the pizzeria, Miggy, for some reason, no matter what. Even if they have a vessel to possess. I'm guessing that they can't control bodies. They can only control souls. That's what it looks like to me. Otherwise, she would have just used Lisa's body to get out of there, right? That makes sense. However, I think she also needs a code, as far as I'm concerned. So she doesn't know it. They don't know it. Which surprises me that the purple guy doesn't know it because he works here, right? So it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just a little mind bender for you guys. So real quick before we start trying again, we get a scene where Mike is listening in into Abby talking to the fast talker, right? Somebody from the fast talker is talking to Abby. Apparently it's Chica seeking help. And then Abby decides to, you know, go and help her out while Mike is asleep. So she sneaks out eventually. And the fast talker leads her to the pizzeria from this movie, the original one. So I believe she spends the night there, as far as I'm concerned. And she meets Chica again. Okay, but this time is the toy version Chica. So the reason I bring in this scene with Mike is because the wallpaper on the wall reminds me a lot of Twin Peaks, as a matter of fact, which Twin Peaks was a heavy inspiration for Silent Hill 2. Especially since the apartments in the Blue Creek apartments have similar wallpaper coverings to the ones from the Twin Peaks show, right? So could that be a coincidence? Or could they have gotten inspiration from Twin Peaks for the wallpaper for the house of Mike, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the spotter, the scout, he ended up getting attacked by little puppets in the water. And we exactly don't know what exactly happened to him. But he died. There was blood everywhere. So the little puppets attacked the scout in the water and he was dragged down, and we don't get to see what happens to him. So his fate is unknown. Keep it going. What about this scene? Okay, we'll get to that. Let's go again. Well, we're almost to the end of the stream, guys. Uh-oh. There's the golden. Yep. I got destroyed. I'm getting destroyed by Golden Freddy immediately. We're gonna try again. Wonderful. Me dio sas, Miggy. Go again. So yeah, the purple guy had to run away, which didn't make any sense because he was helping her out, right? So Charlotte will attack friend or foe no matter what. Just gonna call her the puppet from now on, that way I don't get confused. Because we have people with multiple names, multiple souls, multiple locations. Typical Freddy Fazbears Pizza. Oh yeah, something really interesting. Abby is working on a toy Chica version of her own, which looked pretty excellent to me. If I could do that as a kid, I would, but I was not that smart as a kid. So that was pretty fascinating. He's getting ready for the robotics convention that Mr. Berg is gonna host. However, Mr. Berg doesn't really want her there. He's just a jerk. He's trying to push her out of it. Which, that man should not be a teacher. You don't do that. I don't have to be a teacher to know that. You don't do that to a child, right? You don't discourage them from participating and stuff like that. Uh-oh. Get out of here, Balloon Boy. Shoo. Go away. Flash, he's gone. Did I make it to 5 a.m. at least? Biggie, the slinging slasher? This is the graveyard shift all over again. The slash stringing. That episode was creepy in SpongeBob. I'm washing the dishes at night. Ooh, I'm dead. Nope. Psych. As soon as we pull the camera down, mask immediately. So yeah, how cool is that? Back in 1982, they would use Wi-Fi from the puppet to control the toy versions. That's pretty awesome. That's something that was unheard of We're back in 1982. They must have paid some really good money for that. Mask. Uh-oh. Things are gonna get fun now. Everyone's attacking. Everybody wants a piece of the Mario. Flash! It's over! It's over! I'm dead! Yeah! I got completely decimated. I got attacked left and right. What is going on? Oh boy. They got me really good. Not gonna lie, I was completely cornered. Unbelievable. What's this one? Okay, I remember now. Just checking. We'll try again. But wonderful, that got me really good. Watch out.
Need security anyone that brags in most likely getting attacked by Freddy, so in a way surely protecting self, and if you was there you would be safe.
So Clown says, does this place even need security? Anyone that breaks in most likely getting attacked by Freddy. So in a way you're only protecting self. If you wasn't there you would be safe. Yeah, that makes sense. It's best not to be breaking and entering. Okay, that is why it's so dangerous, because you don't know what's in there, right? Watch out, there's jump scares. Okay, it is a Halloween stream. Late Halloween stream.
Later that night.
Yes. I'm hoping that I got someone, okay, from the raid. Watch out, once in a while they'll happen. Too many jump scares. Going crazy. Going crazy with the jump scares. Go ahead and try it again. Just trying to get you guys. Trying to keep you guys on your toes. Speaking of which, let's go. Retro's like, at least get an accurate model of Springtrap 2026, pal. What are you talking about? You have Retro in your name. I am a retro gamer just like you, okay? I'm pretty sure that's why you have the name, right? Retro 77? I'm here analyzing you guys' usernames, your code names. He wants a newer model. I like the old model. He's greedier and nastier looking. Oh, Springtrap. Funny enough, Springtrap is the main antagonist of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. He's the only one. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I do too. I prefer older games. I like the older models better. They're a lot creepier. Boy Scout, welcome back, moderator. Glad to have you aboard, my man. Unfortunately, I'm about to leave in a couple minutes, okay? It's getting late. I gotta go to work. But glad to have you back again, Boy Scout. I missed you, man. But it is gonna be Resident Evil on Saturday, okay? It's gonna be Fortnite on Tuesday night. Resident Evil at the same time as Five Nights at Freddy's. And then it's gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh! On Sundays, okay? For those of you who don't know. Yeah, better late than never, that's right. Ah, I see. Gotcha, Retro. Gotcha. Understandable. Everyone has their own preference. They do look awful, but for some reason, for me, it becomes creepier. The newer models don't creep me out as the older models. But thank you, Boy Scout. I hope you're staying safe. You and your family, okay? I don't forget about you. Have you seen the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie, Boy Scout? What about you, clown? Which I tried to get him with a clown jump scare. It's pretty funny. Yeah, definitely should watch it, my man. So, spoilers, okay? I am talking about the movie by sequence and scene. Oh, bye, Balloon Boy. We all hate you. Get out of here. Yeah, this was a short one. So this stream was requested by Cesar. He's a moderator on the channel. So shout out to Cesar for requesting it. So I do Five Nights at Freddy's during seasons, okay? But I'm running late because of a lot of things going on behind the scenes, right? I've been working a lot. I work 3 jobs. So it's been delaying my streams a little bit. I'm just catching up. And the next one on the list for the Gaming to Save Lives Legacy game list is supposed to be Resident Evil Remake. That's why we're doing it on Saturday. This one is a Redux because it crashed on me. We lost internet on the last stream for Five Nights at Freddy's, so I had to redo it again. Not this following week. The next week, I will do the next half of the movie for this game, okay? I will post it on the schedule on Twitch, and it should be on the YouTube community tab as well, all right? I'll also post it on both my Facebook pages for those of you interested. So starting this next week, I will be streaming on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, okay? For those of you that are new. So it has been kind of confusing because of my schedule. I'm trying to get back to it. Let's go ahead and do it again. But I hope everyone is having a cool night, okay? Staying warm because it's really cold over here in the Midwest. This night is impossible, Boy Scout, to pass. I have yet to pass it. I've gone to 4 a.m. I believe. That was the latest. That was the farthest I got. Believe it or not, my favorite ones are the withered, ugly-looking ones. Those ones creep me out a lot. I like the weird animatronics, the ones that hardly ever appear. Like the Shadow Bunny, that one's my favorite. Okay, we're good. We're still good. It's at 2 a.m. when they start attacking like crazy. So if Balloon Boy comes into the office, Boy Scout, he negates your flashlight, and there's no way for you to fend out Foxy, and it's game over. However, Withered Bonnie is really fast. He keeps getting me. If I don't react, in less than a second, it's over. So I got killed again. Clown says, we always joke about Bonnie as the color is blue, so it's Bonnie Blue. Gotcha. Retro says, fine, maybe not as accurate, but why not try the EA Spring model? It's still fan-made, technically. I'll have to check that out. I didn't know about that. Thank you for letting me know, Retro. I didn't know about that one. I'll have to look it up, okay? He says that it is fan-made. I'll check it out, see what it's like. I've never seen it before. It's always good because there's different versions of the animatronics everywhere now, especially fan-mades now. So there's so many to look for, right? That's what makes it really fun. You never know what you're gonna find, what version you're gonna find. You can find Shadow Bunny, okay, Springtrap Chica. We never got one, so maybe a fan-made one.
Welcome to my channel.
After the stream is over, Retro, I'll look it up, okay? I appreciate you. Links are not allowed if you're new, okay? So I apologize for that. It's just a safety measure so people are not putting stuff they're not supposed to. I think that's what a link. I think you were trying to place a link, right? Yeah, if you're new, since you're new to the channel, you cannot put links on Twitch, guys. I'm sorry about that. I've had people put links that they're not supposed to be putting there when they first appear, so it's just a safety measure. It's kind of like the animatronics, you know, they have safety measures too. So that people don't get hurt or stuff like that, right? Like the spring lugs, which are infamous for going out. Whoa, I barely reacted to that. That was a close one. Come on, at least let me get to 5 a.m. Uh-oh, I told you guys, he's fast. So there's another special ability you can do, Boy Scout. You can put links now because you're a moderator. You've been here for a long time. You come a lot. He's got the little sword, so he can do that. That's one of his abilities. Like he wants me to see something on Google, something gaming related. I go take a look at it. So he's gone. We gotta wind up immediately. Mask? I knew it. Mask. Flash. Flash the Foxy. Oh no, Mango's in here, so we gotta use the mask. We gotta wait for him to go away. It's over. Come on, give me a chance. That was a close one. I survived. Oof. Wind up. As long as Balloon Boy goes away, it doesn't matter. Let's go. I knew it. No way! How? How did that get me? I flashed him. Ah, he got me good again. Gosh darn it. That's not good. Somehow, some way, he's skipping it for some reason. He got me good, Boy Scout, Miggy. I did not see that coming. I had him flashed. I don't get it. What happened? I don't know what I did wrong, but he got me really good. Well, let's talk about the final scenes of tonight's. Talking about the movie scenes. So we get to the point, okay? We get a scene where Vanessa is doing, I believe it's cycling. She managed to go back to cycling. Okay, she's trying to get a normal life again, trying to go back to normal, and it's been very difficult for her. And as in the case of traumatic victims like this, okay, where it's your parent that's the monster, like Springtrap, right here on the screen. It's very difficult to get away from it. And unfortunately, she happens to see Springtrap, her father, everywhere, for the most part. And he also speaks to her too, that she belongs to him forever. And apparently, Vanessa is his favorite. But as we know in the first movie, Springtrap stabbed her, right? That put Vanessa in the hospital at the end of the movie. And she's been in a recovery journey this whole time with the second movie. Okay, so while she's working out, she sees her father in front of her, in front of everyone. I thought that scene was pretty fascinating. It's weird, right? Because what if you see Springtrap in the middle of everyone? It's kind of strange. But it worked perfectly. It was perfectly executed. So that's the scene. And as a matter of fact, they bring in an Easter egg at the last minute where Springtrap does a jump scare from the third game. That's pretty cool. I managed to get a screenshot of it. However, Vanessa runs away. Okay, she's trying to leave. She opens up her bag and somebody startled her from behind and she drew her gun because she's a cop. She's still a cop. I'm guessing she's on leave temporarily because of what happened, right? She was an accessory to murder for the most part. And it was actually a fellow cyclist that was there. He's like, hey, take it easy. I'm just trying to see what's going on. But Vanessa runs away. But yeah, she drew the gun on the poor fella. So that was pretty shocking. But she's completely traumatized. So this is why I feel like she's the main character of this movie instead of Mike, right? Mike's more of the secondary character on this movie, which is good, okay? It gives us more of an insight on what Vanessa's going through. Well, let's keep it going. I believe we have about 6 sequences left. Yep. But we're at 36, right? Try not to lose track of it. But we're at 36. Okay. So after that scene, when she runs off, she goes back home and she basically decides to do what Mike told her, to go to sleep and confront her fears, her nightmares. Okay, so we get a dream sequence with Vanessa at her house. Okay, switching between when she was little and then when she's already grown and when she's a cop. Okay, we'll get different sequences like that. So the sequences with Springtrap were perfectly executed. I really liked them. They were really creepy, especially this scene where he first appears again in front of Vanessa. Vanessa claims that she does not fear him. Also, before Vanessa went to sleep, she put the items of the children that were victims to him. Okay, and the little orange airplane that belonged to Mike's brother, Garrett, was there too. So that's pretty freaky. It's pretty sad too. We never really got any closure for those kids at this point. So we get the whole dream sequence of Vanessa confronting her father. Okay, the evil of her father, right? That no matter what she does, he's always there, even in her dreams. So let's keep it moving. Another dream sequence scene. This one was pretty creepy. As he's coming down the steps, he tells Vanessa that she belongs to him forever. It's a difficult situation, you know, when you have parents like this, how you were raised like that. How do you get away with stuff like this? How do you break the cycle, right? It's difficult because you love them and they love you, as he claimed in this scene. Okay. Also, I did manage to catch, there's a portrait right next to Springtrap. It's pretty interesting. It's got a picture of the whole family with Vanessa running away. You don't see that every day. But I did see that interesting detail. It's a little hard to see, but you can see it right there. I'm going to expand it a little more. There we go. You can see it right here. On the right side, you'll see the portrait of Vanessa running away as a little girl. Because she knew what was going on, right? It's interesting how a normal looking dude can be so deadly, right? Even when he's gone. That's what makes him so dangerous. I also really liked this scene, how creepy it was. It reminded me of some encounters I had when I was younger. Okay, when he drew out his knife like that. It was pretty freaky. It's pretty realistic. That's why it hit me so good, right? I was at the edge of my seat with this scene. He was on the kitchen, just standing there, and then he drew out the knife, which is his favorite choice of weapon. I believe that's what he used when he attacked Charlotte at the beginning of the movie. It was a knife like that. So Vanessa runs to the attic, running away in the form of a little girl, right? When she was younger. And she actually encountered an Easter egg there. She encountered the animatronic baby from Sister Location, which is a foreshadowing. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to foreshadow that baby eventually is going to appear. From what I know, feel free to correct me, baby in the games appeared in Sister Location for the first time. I find her pretty terrifying because of all the weirdness on her face. And the fact that William Afton's daughter, the purple guy, Springtrap, right, in the game, became baby eventually. And that's what set the revenge against Henry Emily in the games. So the daughter of the purple guy, the Springtrap, in the games was scooped, which is another reference to the spectral scoopers, right? Scooped the little girl into baby, and she became baby, the soul-possessed baby of that little girl. Which is supposed to be Vanessa, right, in the movies, because that's his daughter. So is it possible that the one from the movie, Springtrap, has another daughter somehow that will eventually become baby, or will Vanessa become baby? But the little girl, the daughter that became baby was a little girl, but Vanessa is already an adult. I'm guessing that's why she changed to little girl during that sequence. But that's pretty interesting stuff. That's a theory for another day. Who eventually becomes baby in the movies? I believe this thing in the games can also mimic different voices. So it's pretty dangerous, pretty smart. But moving on. We're almost done. So then Vanessa tries to confront her fears, and she turns into a cop during the sequence, and she shoots the purple guy, or Springtrap. He's got so many different names. And she actually shoots him, and he falls to his death. But as we all know, he never really truly goes away, even when he's down. So Vanessa thought she took him out for good, but no, he was still alive, and he was still speaking to her, that he'll be forever hers. So it's pretty freaky. A pretty shocking scene. He just landed. So yeah, hope we never really have to see that in real life. We're gonna do a couple more, and then we'll be done for the night, guys. I really appreciate every single one of you, okay? Especially you, Miggy and Boy Scout, and the guys from the raid. Thank you very much. I'll be giving special thank yous at the end of the stream. I hope to see you guys again on the next stream for Five Nights at Freddy's. But we're about to end this. It's getting really late already. It's already 8:11, so gotta get ready. So yeah, we talked about various highlights of the movie from the beginning of the movie. There's still a lot more to go. We will cover those in the next Five Nights at Freddy's stream for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It should be in 2 weeks. We'll do them again. Because if I leave it like this, then it's gonna be half-baked, right? I didn't talk about the whole movie. So we'll continue it on the next one. So yeah, it poses a lot of very interesting questions. How do you deal with someone that's suffering for situations like that, you know? Because they do happen in real life. And I say we got lucky that Vanessa didn't have Stockholm Syndrome. She actually managed to pull out of it. She's trying to during this whole movie anyways. That she was helping Springtrap kidnap and kill all those kids in the first movie. But eventually she managed to pull free. But she's still suffering a lot in this movie. How do you redeem an accessory to murder, right? That is the ultimate question. You have a friend and she was an accessory to murder for years. How do you help her? And that's what Mike is going through. That's his whole arc. His whole character arc, right? Dealing with his sister being fascinated by the supernatural, right? And the animatronics. He doesn't know what to do. How do you talk to someone like that? Hello, bye. Hi. I gotta go check on Rumble in a couple minutes. I haven't checked on Rumble, guys. Sorry. There's so much going on. Eee, crispy chicken, Miggy. We're going straight to KFC. Okay, oof. Not tonight. Eee, here comes Bunny. Back to back, huh? Eee, he got me. He's the fastest one. Damn it. Wonderful. Me dio sas. Great. I'm gonna go check on Rumble real quick before we try again. We're almost out of time. The Legend! Thank you very much. Guess who upgraded their Xbox? Fully upgraded, huh? You should be the upgraded, the Legend 81 now. How's it going? So I don't have Rumble on my phone. I have to check it periodically, my man. So I apologize. There'll be a delay on me seeing the chat on Rumble from now on, okay? I only have one phone now for that. But we've been talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We talked about some highlights. I brought some screenshots, which were extremely difficult to get. They're one of a kind, as a matter of fact. And have you seen this movie, The Legend 81? Let me know. Have you played this game? Have you beaten it? I'll be interested to hear that. Thank you for sharing the repost. The Legend 81. He's saying like, repost, and follow everyone for more. I really appreciate it, The Legend. That keeps us going on this channel. Which is appropriate for you, right? Because this game, the movie, takes place in 1982. And he's Legend 81. That makes perfect sense. We're gonna try again. I'll be back to see in the comments, The Legend. We're about to end the stream. We'll do a couple more. We gotta end it. Riser's gotta go. We'll talk about the cliffhanger scene for tonight. And then we'll keep it going. Let's try again. Okay, we did 3 hours. I say that's pretty good. Normally I want to do 5 on Five Nights at Freddy's because I hardly ever do it, but we'll do another one in 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that, guys. Stay tuned for that, The Legend. But let me know, The Legend, if you've seen the movie yet, because there is spoilers. There was spoilers in this stream. Feel free to check out the recording because I talked about the whole beginning of the movie, which was my favorite, the first half of the movie. Nothing wrong with the second half. I just really like the sequences and scenes that were shot on the first half. And Chica is the biggest threat in the first half of the movie. Toy Chica. She's the one that talks the most. Which, fun fact, she's voiced by Megan Fox. That's probably why. And then Toy Bonnie is voiced by Matt Pat from Game Theory. His links are in the description. Feel free to check him out, guys. If you want to see his theories, which made him famous in the first place. Uh-oh. Go away, Balloon Boy. Shoo! Nobody likes you. Uh-oh. Watch out. Mask. I knew it. We're getting scanned. So the animatronics are connected to a criminal database. So they scan for all types of criminals. They scan your face. However, I think somebody was messing with the scanners. So they attack anyone when they scan you. Anyone that's an adult anyways. I believe we're playing with a different character now in this night. It's Fritz Smith, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because it was Jeremy Fitzgerald, right? And then it changes on night 6 to Fritz Smith, I believe. I could be wrong. It could still be Jeremy this night, which we have yet to see in the movie. Well, that was unexpected. He was supposed to appear in the second movie, but he didn't. Mask. He always gets me. If you take too long in the mask, he will get you. I got destroyed. Miggy. Imposible. But I got completely destroyed. Are you streaming tonight, The Legend 81? Let me know. Alright, we're gonna talk about the final scene of the movie because Riser's gotta go. We're gonna leave this in a cliffhanger. Alright. So, as I mentioned before, Abby got a hold of a fast talker, and from that fast talker, the toy chica has been talking to her. But she doesn't know that it's the toy chica. She thinks it's the original chica, the one that went missing. So then Abby sneaks out, okay, and goes to the pizzeria. The original version of the movie. Where the toy versions are, where Lisa got attacked, and where the second guard, the purple guy, is posted at, right? So she finally reunites with Chica. She thinks it's the original Chica, but it's not. So apparently the toy Chica needs her help for something. I gotta make that small. I got to make it big. And that's gonna be the cliffhanger for tonight, okay? What on earth does Toy Chica want with the little girl? What type of help does she want? Well, the animatronics and the puppet are looking for a way out. So we'll talk about all of that on the next stream, okay? So stay tuned for that. We're gonna try one more time and we're gonna end the stream. It's been extremely successful with every single one of you. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and do one more. So yeah. When, quick little side note. When Vanessa dresses up as a cop again, I got Sybil Bennett vibes from Silent Hill 1. She looks exactly like her. So that is the final theory for tonight, right? Did Scott get inspiration from Silent Hill and Twin Peaks at all? We got a cop, a blonde cop that's in the game. All right. Mike is very similar to Harry. He's just younger. That is the only difference. Mike is looking for a little girl with black hair that goes missing. However, the biggest difference between Harry and Mike's journey is that on Harry's journey, Cheryl goes missing for the rest of the game. But Abby is with Mike the whole time. That is the biggest difference. All right. Cheryl, okay, we got the little girl that's close to the supernatural. And then now we got McKenna Grace's character playing Elisa, who's blonde. We got Elisa in Silent Hill that's a nurse. Okay. Biggest difference is that Mike never gets to meet Lisa in the movie. Harry does. Lisa turned out to be another monster at the final stage of the game on Silent Hill, right? Just like everyone else. The Lisa in this movie got possessed by the puppet. So there's some parallels though, a little bit. So that's some interesting stuff. So yeah, that's my theory, okay? Was Silent Hill and Twin Peaks inspirational for Scott in making Five Nights at Freddy's? Let's do this for one more time then, and we're gonna end the stream. Gotta put pause. Give me a second, guys. Gotta reconnect the app. So this is the final one. Okay, whatever happens, happens. Another 80s song, The Legend 81. Perfect for you, my man. So this is the final battle right now for tonight. Whatever happens, happens. I'll try my best though. At least I won for night 5 for tonight with Mango in the office. So, please stay put. I'm gonna look to see if I can raid someone with everyone on Rumble on Twitch. Okay? I'll try to do it as soon as possible. I'm gonna see if there's somebody around that's playing a similar game. I'm trying to raid someone on Twitch for the first time, but it's been very difficult. There's usually nobody on when I'm on. Ooh, Miggy, I'm dead. Okay, we made it. Mask. It's over. We survived. Whew. We survived. Give me to 4 a.m. at least. Mask. Good. Don't stay on the mask for too long, because that's how he gets me. Oof! That was a close one. Quickly! Otherwise we're dead. By Foxy. I can't believe I'm surviving this. It's crazy. Flash him. Uh-oh. Here comes the toy version. It's over. He's not gonna let me do anything. Go, 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 go! They're not letting me do anything. Flash. The puppet took us out. It's impossible. You got like 8 animatronics trying to get you. We did what we could, guys. I gotta go. Unfortunately. I got completely destroyed. So I give you guys my final theory. Okay? Miki. That's completely got me. Oh man, that was wonderful. But yep, it is time to go, guys. It's been pretty fun. You guys made it extremely fun, seriously. I don't know what I would do without you guys. Hey, how's it going, Jake? I just saw your comment on Facebook. I apologize. It's all over the place. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shout out. Shout out to Jake on Facebook. Thank you for leaving me a comment. I did not see it. I was trying to survive. Thank you for dropping by. Sorry, I was trying to survive. This game is impossible. But hope everything is excellent for you, Jake. Okay, I haven't seen you in a long time. I don't forget about you, my man, okay? I really appreciate you. So one time, my man gave me a mattress. All right, and I had it for a very long time. It helped me out a lot. Because I didn't have a mattress at some point in my life. So he helped me out. Haven't seen him. We used to work together a long time ago. So take care, Jake. Hope to see you around again, okay? It's gonna be Fortnite on Tuesday, Saturday Resident Evil, and Yu-Gi-Oh! On Sundays. So take it easy, my man. No pues sas. I'll see you later, Miggy. It's been pretty fun, guys. Take it easy. Oh, that's right. I am going to do a map pad meme. Man as well. We've been talking about them all day, so... But I hate you, Balloon Boy. You are my nemesis. Map pad agrees.
I hate you so much.
Yes. But this is you guys back at home because I completely got defeated. Watching from the phone.
Oh, this is delicious.
Yes. Take this, Miggy.
Swallow this.
That is so sass. It's playing memes all over the place. I think that's it. Okay, we will talk about the next half of the movie on the next Five Nights at Freddy's 2 stream. I say we do that because there's so many things to talk about. Let's see here. Let's do one more for stream. For Springtrap. Try to crash the stream. Take it easy, Springtrap. We will defeat you eventually at Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Maybe. But anyways, I think this is gonna be it. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Special thank you to Miggy, Boy Scout BP, the Legend 81, Retro 77 on Twitch. Thank you to everyone that rated me on Twitch. I gotta look up the name real quick. Thank you to Jake for giving me a comment on Facebook. To Angel that was here first on the first Five Nights at Freddy's 2 stream last week. Mr. Clown. What about the lady that rated me? Christina TV. Hope to see you again. Pandora's Crown. And Anime Tight 68. Biggie. And the Queen of FNAF, Blunt Freaks Gaming from Twitch. Thank you very much. Hasta la vista. Is that a Mr. Cookie Man? Cookies. 1,000 cookies. Wait, I think I can say that, Miggy, on the voice. The barbarian.
Hasta la vista, baby. 1,000 cookies for Miggy.
But hope to see you around again, Boy Scout, the Legend 81. Take it easy, guys. We gotta go. Gotta eat something before I go to work. Stay safe, Miggy. It's pretty bad outside. Okay, yes. That sounds good. See you later, guys, okay? Catch you guys on the next Five Nights at Freddy's 2 stream. So ending stream activates.
What? Oh, no! 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 No!
Oh my gosh.
Five
Oh my
Nights at
gosh, what
Freddy's 3
happened?
coming
What's
soon.
wrong?
Look!
Oh no.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Will Five Nights at Freddy's 3 happen? According to MapPad, I'm not too sure. Oh man, that scene never ceases to crack me up. It's pretty funny. I'm the one that put the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 green screen there. Eventually, when we do Five Nights at Freddy's 3, I will put Five Nights at Freddy's 4, which was what he was actually complaining about during that scene. That's pretty funny. But I hope to see every single one of you guys again. Okay, it's been pretty crazy. But it's just a little teaser for Five Nights at Freddy's 3 coming soon near you. Coming to a cinema near you. Right, Miggy? Little reference to Resident Evil. Just tossing references left and right, right? But we talked about the movie. We played a little bit. I managed to defeat Night 5 once with Mango in the office, which is next to impossible. I got lucky with that one. And I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to beat Night 6, but we have to find an opening eventually, right? You just have to get lucky. It's trial and error. So big special thank you to everyone that appeared tonight, okay? It made me extremely happy. It keeps me streaming. It keeps this channel going, all right? So see you later, Miggy. See you later, everyone. All right, we'll stay tuned. This is Shooting Riser, over and out. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Enjoy Heaven's Night Daisy. Thank you, everyone.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will return.